Good morning. It is I, your host, Kenny. Lots of growth. Today's Me versus Me is coming to you on the road again. We're on the road today, and we're on our mobile setup, and we're gonna make our recording. We're gonna make our pre-session here in the car, and we'll see how today turns out. So, as per usual, we're going to have a quick review of what happened yesterday. And for that, we're going to need to launch our Rust desk. I haven't tested this, so bear with me. Where is Rust desk? Rust desk, there we are. Whoa, we're dropping so many frames now. Hope the recording is going to be alright. But today we're in a slightly different setup, so we can't complain all that much. It is what it is. Gonna need a new laptop. Or do I? Okay, so as per usual, we're gonna run through our trade from yesterday. We're going to run through our pre-session today, and we're going to end with what we expect is going to happen from the market today. So on to the review. So we're here in Rust desk, and what happened yesterday was a beautiful trade from Asia straight to TP. And then against the second hit yesterday would have been at London at 1 p.m. and it would have been again another lovely trade. There's 420 pips there. I think London was only calling for like 180 pips, so there was 2x there. So regardless, we hit a 1 hour yesterday. We started the week at a -1, a -2, -3 hours, -2.8 hour, and we pulled 1 hour back yesterday, so we're at -1.8 hour. So today we're getting our session ready, and depending on whether the market is going to break downwards or whether it's going to flip back inwards, we'll be there to catch it. So that's our first port of call, which is how did we do yesterday? We caught a profit back in, and yeah, I'm just distracted by the OBS because we're getting very low frame rates. But it is what it is. It's the setting that we're going with. Next, what we're going to do? We're going to do our scorecard today. So on to the transition. So with our scorecard, we had a very good power down yesterday. I didn't quite wake up today at 6 a.m. We did our gratitude. We know what we're going to do today. And we did the school run. That's why I'm here in the car. I have not done the meditation yet. Trading terminal check. Since we're here, we're gonna might as well check it. Let's go to here. Let's go back into Rust desk. And we're gonna click a pending order. But before that, what is the value of MO3 today? $187. So we're going to check the lot size for 1870. A couple cents less. And all we're doing is we're making sure that 51 goes in. We just want to make sure that the trade appears in all our downstream. Yep. And yes again. So the trades are all set up again. Let's go back to our main terminal and clear that order. Delete. Okay. So we're good on that. Trading terminal is ready. We're doing our pre-market right now. So on to mindset psychology, pre-market. So stress levels, pretty good. I did go through a little bit of a frustrated Wednesday night. I think I shared with you yesterday. But all in all, as I was going to bed on Wednesday, after I think we lost in Asia, so I had a good half a day before going to bed to realize that those 3 losses from Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, those were necessary. Those were part of my process. Those were part of the system results. And I can't do anything to change that or force a different outcome. So instead of obsessing over what I should have done or shouldn't have done, I should just take that result as it is, because should I change the way I approach Thursday, I would have got a different result rather than the take profit. So I'm going to make that the same today. We have to be grateful for the system. We have to be grateful that we developed the edge, and at the times that we don't execute the edge or unable to get the system results because the edge does go into negative as well, that's when we have to persevere. That's when we have to be more patient with ourselves. Affirmation of the edge, mentally prepared, and that's part of executing the edge. You can't execute the edge when I'm not balanced and patient, because I'm gonna try and deviate. So that comes as a package. You cannot argue with that. And as a result of using those two mindset, my edge, my balanced mindset, then the detachment from the outcome comes very naturally. Like yesterday, we did expect that after some losses we're going to get a profit, but did that profit make me more excited? In that moment, yes, but today I'm back to zero again. I'm only as good as my next trade. That's something that somebody told me once before. So how good will my next trade be? It will be down to how I anticipate my C-game triggers. Am I trying to manufacture a trade? Am I still following my setup and protocols? And lastly, pre-market, distractions removed. Me being in the car, this is the first time I'm doing this in the car. I can't say that I'm fully focused, but then I can also say that there's nothing here to distract me other than the fact that I got to go for an appointment soon. But in large, I'm here, I'm focused, I'm ready to get in sync with the process and in sync with the market. So let's quickly jump back into our analysis, and then we can cap off this session quickly. Here we are. Okay. So after that big run of pips downwards, I can clearly see that the price has formed somewhat of a support. We know that price was trending on Monday. It tried to continue on Tuesday. It came back to the MAs, flipped below, and then inverted inwards. And Thursday was just a shot going down towards the low of the week. And as of now, the price does not seem to want to exit the bottom of last week. In fact, this is going to be my markup now. I'm going to use the markup from Wednesday low, and we're going to use previous low or Asia low to mark our downtrend. Because based on this setup, we're more likely to be trading inwards, meaning we're going to trade back up to the top of yesterday's London. Yes, the MAs are in place, but due to the whole structure of the week, we are not expecting that this price would actually exit the Monday low and go down towards the last week's low. In fact, last week's low goes quite a bit further down there. So we're looking at 36.40 as our support. We're looking at 36.44 as our inversion back into the range, and we're looking at 36.71 as our target profits going upwards. So I know that Asia has a range of 18,187. So that's why I'm leaning towards a buyer, an inwards trade for today. I usually mark up with bigger pips, so there's some buffer there, but just 10 ticks is fine. So that would be my expectation for today. The price may dip down a little bit before turning back up, but largely I want to go for inwards trades. Whether I go during Asia, that's also a second debate, because I would much prefer this to see the inversion happen and then take the trade, because there should still be enough space. This being Friday, I'm wary that should I go in London, the trade might time out just like last week, and we're also in this sort of sideways zone from last Friday as well. So I got to be really careful on which session I choose and where I commit. And I think I'm going to call it now. I'm aware that London will have a shorter timeline, but I will defer today's trade to London purely for the fact that I'm going to be busy in the next couple of hours, and I will be more ready to trade during the London session. It's okay should the price just go up and just flip inwards right here right now after Asia, but I'm expecting the price to dangle between my yellow and blue lines before giving me the profit later in the day. And should the price go, it is what it is. I've taken a call, I've made a verbal commitment, and I'm going to stick to that commitment. Whoa, we're dropping frames like crazy. So that is it from me today. This recording may have been great, may not have been great. I see 40% of drop frames on my OBS at 8 FPS, so I'm going to need to change the settings on here on the MacBook for the next upload. So until then, this is I, Kiani. Lots of growth. Peace out.